Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and thanks a lot for checking out today's video. Much appreciated. Guys, today we've got a good one. We're going to be talking about suspend strips and suspend dots. If you're not familiar with these are pieces of lead that you can basically stick. They have a sticky side to them. You can put them to your lures, and there's a lot of different situations by adding lead to your lures. It'll definitely add up to a lot more fish for you guys. So we're going to go over that and give you guys a good little tutorial on that. Real quick guys, before we get started in today's video, if you guys like the content here on the Fishing Teacher, one of the best ways you can support the channel is by going to fishthemoment.com and getting you one of those lake map breakdowns we're making, or I'm making. These are places that we cover all the big lakes across the country. It gives you 40 GPS waypoints where to begin your search at. You can duplicate it, in all other parts of the lake. And if we don't have a lake on our website that you fish, you can book a virtual lesson with me and we can go over that lake. But I'll put the link in the description for that. You guys can get that. Okay guys, if you're not familiar with this, let me give you a little rundown if you're new to it. These have been around for a long time. They're called suspend strips and suspend dots. And I think Storm Lures makes them. I'll put the Baitworks link in the description. If you guys want to use that link, you can get you some of these. But they come in two different designs. One is just a flat piece that you just remove. I'll just take one off of here. You just remove them like that, and they've got a sticky side on one side, and you can basically stick this to any part of the lure you want to. And it's the same with the round ones. They just come off there and they stick right to it. Now the determination of whether you use the dots or the strips really just depends on how much lead you want to use and the type of lure that you're fishing. So there are several applications where this is really going to help you out a lot. It was originally designed for jerkbait fishing because people wanted their jerkbaits to go down to a certain depth, and they wanted them to suspend where they wouldn't float up or sink down. And by putting these pieces of suspend strip on there, you could really adjust it exactly how you wanted to, because depending upon the water temperature, sometimes lures are more dense or more buoyant. And by using those suspend strips and suspend dots, you could really get that bait to suspend really good. So that is probably the biggest application for it. But guys, one of the prime things that I use the weights for like this is on crankbait fishing, because I like to fish a crankbait a lot of times in cold weather. And cold weather crankbait fishing is just like jerkbait fishing. You don't want that lure to rise up real quick. So you can take about any type of crankbait that you fish in cold water, and a lot of people fish ones like a Shad Rap or flat-sided crankbaits or wiggle warts, traditional cold water crankbaits, and you can add those weight to those crankbaits, because what happens is when you reel them down, they're not going to float up and they're just going to stay suspended like that. And what that allows you to do, it allows you to fish that bait a lot slower without it rising up, and it allows you to pause that bait, because in that cold water, a crankbait can be just like a jerkbait. You reel it down there, pause it, and then you move it a little bit again, pause it, and you don't want that bait to rise up in that cold water. So I use it on crankbaits a lot. I mean, they're one of my big deals in the wintertime, is putting those on there. Couple different things I'll give you guys tips and advice on this is the adhesive on the back of these things is not the greatest. In fact, if you keep them in your box for a while, the adhesive sort of deteriorates a little bit. So what you want to do is just get you a bottle of super glue, and when you put these on there, super glue them on. Like super glue it to the bait, and then sometimes I'll add 2 or 3 dots or strips on top of each other if I want more weight. But you need to super glue each one of those strips, and if you do that, they'll never come off. But most of the time that this adhesive, it lasts, if they're okay when they first come out, but after they've been in your box for 4 or 5 months, it sort of breaks apart. So definitely go with the super glue. Also, another thing I do with them, guys, is I usually paint them with fingernail polish, like red or orange on the belly of the crankbait especially. Works pretty good with that. But anyway, guys, give them a try. Like I said, I'll put the Baitworks link in the description. You guys can get you a few of them. Try them on your jerkbaits and your crankbait, especially when the water starts cooling off later in the year. And it definitely, it just gets you a lot more bites under certain conditions. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys later.